Welcome to Loleventvods. Watch the highlights of today's First Stand 2025 matchup.
I gotta imagine that they did know that Renata was coming, and the cost does have a lot of value.
If that cannon can find the perfect engage.
Well, Delight spots everyone out here as they do eventually move over. Can take the body slam, of course, as Peanut's moving in as well.
What is he doing?
I don't know. He's sort of just auto-moving into the brush. He's going to be lit on fire. There's that ignite that you were talking about as he flashes over the wall. Yike now as well in a really weird position. First blood goes over to Peanut. Yike is going to have to flash, but the immediate follow is there from Zeus, who might be starting the game with another one. Yep, there we go. The hook shot comes off cooldown.
And how things are going.
Well, this is really rough, though, because of Vladdy getting chunked out so much. You've already TP'd back to lane. Looks like the free grubs are just going to go to Hanwha Life again. Yike does have a level lead. They do also have the bot lane swapping. Are ahead on that, because Delight's already here, but Viper still has to run a good amount of distance.
And then has first move as well. I think KC can actually fight this.
Yeah.
Yep. Charm going wide there as well, as you can see. Peanut over the wall, so it should be two grubs. Over to KC, Peanut denying, I guess, a portion of feats of strength here for KC. They're not going to be holding that monopoly, and we know that they've been utilizing...
Obviously, KC was hoping for, but it's still fine. And, you know, he didn't lose stacks.
Yeah.
That's something. He's been able to build up a good amount now. Once that ultimate is available, going to try, and they do have so much CC and setup to try and secure him these early kills.
And the thing that I'm thinking is the fact that the early game that was so awful feels like a nightmare now, not actual, like, real League of Legends. So that's a phenomenal thing here for KC. Get into position here, possibly setting up a trap for Zeka. Oh, this is scary. Justice Punch. Oh, not enough to actually connect. The charm is going to be there, and there's the stun, but Spirit Rush gets Zeka out, where they really did abuse the Galio this time around. Hasn't been the case at all, and he's been doing just fine. As Delight going to find a body slam, and Canna going to be delivered to the hook shot. Nowhere that he can go, and that is just a very comfortable kill here for Viper, here for KC.
Kana, though, they may be trying to go here for Zeus.
Yeah, hook shot, oh, the buffer. Absolutely gorgeous, but he will get stunned on the wall there. That pushes him at least away for now, and Void Grub's up and available, and that will give KC the advantage as far as those pushes are concerned. The Void Might's going to be helping them out when they're trying to take down these turrets.
Yeah, I mean, if Kana had ulti there, it might have been able to get a kill or at least a flash, but of course, seemingly possible. You can't let him just farm against the Galio.
Wow, that sidestep was absolutely absurd. The charm going to connect onto Kana as well. Throws down the ulti, though, and Zeka taking a lot of damage. Heroic entrance as well, but it's not enough. Peanut is able to lock down the kill before the Gargoyle arrives. Does get the flash out from Peanut, though, as he wanted to avoid the taunt. Another charm connecting here as it's magnetic for Zeka.
How does he get the WS?
And I really feel like now, as KC fan, you are praying for that big cash out for Khaleesi. He's been working on this. He's nearly up to 300 stacks. That first fight is even more important than it would normally be because you're already falling behind. And if you lose those stacks too, it is going to be so hard to battle back.
You can see there on his portrait, the Adoration ticking over towards 300 pretty soon as well. So he is...
Missed any, right?
Yeah.
Except the autos on champions. Oh, Viper?
Yeah, Viper is taking a heck of a lot of damage. Whirling Death going to be avoided by the Featherstorm as Delight has his hand shook. Certainly going to be netting them some positives here as the Blast Cone going to be ridden together here, Zeus and Yike. But I don't know whether Yike really wins out on this one against this Camille, who does have Trinity Force now completed. Together and get things done, as you can see, up towards his top side, and Vladdy going to get hit by the charm. Vault Breaker comes through, cease and desist. Can be lined up if he'd like to press the button, but he won't. He's going to let the Gargoyle escape for now.
Yeah, just happy to take up a chunk. You know, you can see that the Herald's going to be spawning here in 20 seconds. So, you know, just trying to delay the base, trying to keep Vladdy
Viper, I feel like playing around it, very careful. Oh, Kana.
Well, he was thinking about going for a bit of a back here and possibly baited in as there's the body slam flash from Delight. Put into the Hextech ultimatum, and Canna is just dead with the help of the turret.
He's around, and Kana says, oh, you're pretty chunk low. Maybe I can actually find something. Steps that little bit too far forward. Delight nails the engage, knocks him back in a tower, and there's just no chance for him.
The Bash Bros.
Oh dear. Remember, cease and desist still available as the Vault Breaker even lands. He flashes, but cease and desist says no justice for you, my friend. Is here in this mid lane. Delight taking a few axes as now Peanut might be getting out. Also might be going in, but decides instead he will just exit the pit. As all right, there's a Rift Herald. Hi Shelly, how you doing? It's just a taxi over towards the dragon.
Yeah, wanted to make sure he wasn't time for the big fight.
That's actually really good.
The big fight.
Zayas heading back up towards top side, so they may just give up this dragon and play for the tier 2 top, which I think is absolutely reasonable. You don't have to commit to this whatsoever. You're in a good spot. It's only the second dragon here from KC. You know, maybe Peanut fishes around to try for a steal, but don't need to.
Or do they just go for it anyways? The flash out from Targamas. He does avoid the charm. They take a lot of damage, though. Zeka actually really hurting right now with 2 items completed. The dragon, 50 health. And it is going to be secured here by KC. Flash out in the meantime, outer turret in mid lane. And the cask is going to connect the charm to follow. But it's not enough to kill Targamas just yet, as the inner turret is also dead.
I love that.
Maybe there's some sort of opportunity where you can chase in, but it's going to be so hard. It's desperation hours.
Kalist, if he dies here, it could just all be over, and he is definitely dead. Peanut. There's fists were made for talking as Yike now also in trouble. Delight with the body slam comes through. Zayas turns up as well. And Yike is also on the floor.
Yeah, that was a lot, like, it was a long shot, but Kalist getting a big shutdown, I think that was the one angle outside of maybe some side lane picks.
With the control ward does go down as Zayas not going to get Justice League punched and just walks back into the taunt. There are 4 people here. Remember, does of course have the Otacon, but instead just walks away from the Comet Spear, walks back towards Kalist as he throws out the hook. Not really going to connect there, and the thumbs up. A little bit of a worry as the charm is going to bring Targamas through the base gate as another taunt is going to connect, but it's even Delight that seems too tanky. He's going to withdraw, and Viper is in the enemy base as the Xayah. They're looking to break it open here at 24 minutes. And I think HLE are pretty ready to become our first stand champions here, as game number 4 is looking nigh impossible here for KC as Vladdy not going to get Vault Break it. His Vault is still unbroken.
It is intact.
Although it has taken a beating previously.
Okay, steal most of it. It's going to be the second dragon going over to Hanwha. But I have a very hard time, and I think we all do, writings on the wall to see how you actually get back into this game there as he still ends up going in.
Well, we're all the way back here to this 1v1.
Yep, you hit that point in the game where...
but there's another fight going on here, as we can see. Double body slam. There's a gorgeous cask as Delight lined him up, put him exactly where he wanted him, and no bailout is going to be enough. Yeah, you could post all the money you have, and it would not get you out of that prison. Zayas moves into this mid lane to take down yet another inhibitor turret. Inhibitors going to be falling one after the other, as well as HLE take bottom, they take mid. They might even be able to take top lane if they get that minion wave in order, as well as the rest of them moving on over. It's very early in this game, so it's not likely to be just the end, as the inhibitor does survive somehow. Justice Punch onto Zeka. The taunt is going to connect as well. Kalist moving over, lands the stand aside, but he's charmed as the flash finally is used, and the Whirling Death is just wide. But there's the Winds of War to come on through. The immediate heroic exit here for Vladdy at the same time. It's Kalist with the bailout. Is going to take down Zayas. And cease and desist. I don't know about that one, Peanut. That was really a little bit of an overstep, you could say. And HLE probably stop going in now. It's KC. They find themselves here after losing most of their base. They're moving towards the Baron.
Yeah, they were just looking for even more, though. They're just looking to scrap here in a 2v5. They're taking the fight. The team is just going to try to zone them away. Well, Viper and Peanut do take it down. They get the vision, so
yeah.
We'll see.
I'm going to connect onto Targamas, but not going to be dead just yet. And what is the answer? How are you supposed to get in here outside of just Yike ulting in? He certainly could do that, as Zayas wanting to stop that one from happening. The cask going to be used just to remove them from the pit. And you're right, it's only Peanut that's kind of in there. Viper finally comes back and starts hitting it with some autos. In goes Zayas, and Yike unable to get the steal, but they're still able to get the kill onto Peanut. The answer is going to be there in Kana. He now has that ulti on cooldown. Zayas taxis in, kills the cannon, and survives.
Oh my God, it's just not fair. How does Zayas get away with that? He's in the...
KC desperately trying to hold on to their chances here at first stand. Teleport is optimistic from Zayas. Let's see whether this 1v2 is going to work out. He is level 17. And there is a heroic entrance. So with 3 people, it might work out. Not timing the Hextech ultimatum just right here, but the rest of HLE are going to turn up. The bailout onto Canna is going to be able to keep him alive, but he's dead immediately afterwards, and Viper says, enough of this silly business. I'm looking to try and win the game with double siege minions. Both of these Nexus turrets are going to die. Vladdy going golden, but he can't defend as the hostile takeover is fantastic, but he does have the Featherstorm still. Avoiding the feathers, though, is Vladdy. Can he get more here as Targamas is chasing after him, and Viper, man against the world, he's going to be able to take down Targamas, but there he goes, Comet Spear to take him out.
Clearly been playing with reckless abandon.
Yeah, there's some fast and loose moves being pulled here as Zeka is going to use the ultimate, but you can see Kalista starting to do a lot of work here. That was just one of these axes, and the Ahri lost a third of her health. That is certainly good news here for KC, but they've only got one turret left remaining. Two of them are going to be respawning, but this is the last one that they can lose for real. And some inhibitors
there
also in a little bit of trouble as Canna are going to be trying to clean things up. And here they are back once again. And the cast going to separate Targamas, but now the re-engage. The charm just going to interrupt everything as the Grand Starfall. Not exactly timed perfectly here by Yike as the full engage hadn't actually occurred from HLE. They're just going to move back. They're going to take the inhibitor in mid lane.
But Kana playing over on that side. Zeka looking for a potential flank here.
Yeah, Charm going to connect there onto Yike. Not going to invest any more than that as we do have the
easily teleport is going to come in as well just to ensure. And KC, I think rightly identified, they just can't get to that objective.
Yeah, and
Yike, maybe the steal.
This is actually, yeah, so they do get the vision. Whirling Death is going to hit Zeka, so it doesn't get toward.
Feels like it's all up to Kalista, really, trying to set him up. He does have 4 items completed now. He is kind of that strong member at this point.
Yeah.
KC can find the perfect angle. We'll see.
Yeah, Yike is certainly off on a flank angle here as the Grand Starfall to get him in, but the immediate body slam to delay it. Viper just pulls back the feathers. There's a dead Pantheon. The 2-man body slam is gorgeous as the defensive ulti from Vladdy is trying to get things done. Hostile takeover is going to connect onto Zeka, but he goes golden in the nick of time. Targamas hit by the feathers, and now Zayas turns up, and all of KC are going to be on the floor. Their last dance in this first stand as HLE are looking to take down the Nexus for the 3rd time in this best of 5 and become your first stand champions.